That's 265-4878. We are your local law firm.
Count on Local 3 News for the local stories that affect your life.
Okay, you know you're in for a treat when a guest shoots you a text the night before she comes on the show to say, hey, when I get there tomorrow, can I come in through the back door? I'm going to be using a dolly to bring in a huge bird in a very big box. Who else but Tish Gailmard from the Nature Center would send me that text? Cracked me up. It was actually yesterday. We were in my office and we all began to laugh saying, what in the world is she bringing? And this is it.
This is it. This
Nala.
is Nala. Yeah, she's actually new for us. This is a great horned owl, and she is a female. She's kind of hunched down right now, but she is a very large bird.
Is she scared?
She's not scared. I think she's just curious because she's never been in the TV studio before. But you know, it's funny. This is the way she sits. She sits hunched down like a chicken.
Really?
Her legs, I don't know if I can get her to stand up or not, but she's really tall. And she weighs 3 pounds.
Which is big for a bird.
It's a big bird.
So Tish has her in this crate. When you got here, Chandler saw you at the door and he said, I think the zoo's here. This big crate. And she got her out and it took her a minute because you're having to teach her again.
Yes,
right?
She came from a facility where she did work like this and educate. But the owner of the facility developed a disease and could no longer care for her birds, so she started placing them, and we took Nala. And so she has not worked for quite a while. Mm-hmm. So we're sort of retraining her and then also training her the way we do things.
I don't know who to give more credit to, God and nature or Walt Disney, but she looks exactly like
Big Mama.
Yes.
Yep, she does.
Exactly.
Yes, she does. She's beautiful. She's just beautiful.
Okay, so when you come to the Nature Center right now, Reflection Writing, will you see her or does she need to go through some training?
She's off exhibit, and so you would see her in programming.
Okay.
So we'll be using her in programming. So if you come for a program, whether it's on the weekend or something during the week, you might see her. It just depends if she's in the rotation.
Okay, just in case I get fixated on her, let me mention a couple of things that you can elaborate on. The greenhouse about to open the month of March.
Yes, we're really excited. So obviously spring is here. I'm gonna have to hold on to my hand because she's so heavy.
Okay.
Spring is here, and so the greenhouse is opening. We have native plants. These are the ones you want to put in your yard to draw the pollinators. Mm-hmm. And native plants are easier to grow because they want to be in this area. They're indigenous to this soil.
You also still have some availability for summer camp.
Yep. Yeah, so if you want your children to go to a camp where they spend the whole time outside, you need to register now because it does fill up.
So proof of why you want to send them is that they will learn so much and get to just be free. I mean, they'll just be kids and be free.
Yep.
And they will come home and they will tell you all types of things that they've learned and listen when they do. So they're going to get to meet animals like Nala, maybe not Nala herself. So here's the thing. I'm looking at her. I don't even know where to start with her markings.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it? Look at that. Look at her markings.
You can't, I mean, in fairness to you watching, you can't fully see it. You have to be in person. I mean, the detail, I don't even know what the subtlety of her markings.
Well, and what's amazing is you can just pull out one feather and see the tiny bit of detail in that one feather.
And then the back side of her feathers, which I can see, but you might not. Yeah, you can see them there. Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, she's hissing at you.
She hissed at me a little bit because I touched her feather. She wasn't too keen on that.
But I did not know that they hissed. She sounded like a cat.
Yeah, it is. And that's basically saying, don't mess with me.
Sure.
And it's a polite way to do it. She could easily lean over and bite my finger.
Okay, her eyes are huge.
Oh, they're giant. And you know what's incredible? I don't know if she'll let me do this or not, but her head is actually really small. She might not be into this, but her head is actually very, very small.
She just has that many feathers.
She has so many feathers, and then her eyes are taking up a vast majority of her skull. She hunts with her vision. You can see on either side of her eyes, she does have this C, which is a way for her to bring the sound into her
like the
ears.
other one that you bring in that has the real deep one.
Yes, and these are not her ears. These are just feather tufts.
You're kidding.
Her ears are sitting just inside that facial disc, and it's just a hole in her head.
Are the appearing ears?
Yeah.
Is that to like a camouflage or like to distract predators?
It really makes her look bigger and badder than she really is, but you can't get much bigger and badder than her. There is no other top bird in our woods.
She's just stunning. What type of tree would she nest in?
So she's going to need a big mature tree. Obviously, she's going to build a big nest and she's going to have big babies.
How many eggs do they typically lay?
So she's going to lay probably 2 to 5. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 2 to 5.
Okay, just
in
once a
clutch.
year?
Once a year. Yeah, and they are actually the first raptors to breed. So during Christmas is when they start pairing up if they don't already have a pair. They do mate for life.
Really?
And then they'll lay their eggs around Christmas time. We call it the hooting season because they start calling a lot.
Yeah.
They'll lay their eggs around Christmas time, and then they'll have babies on the nest right now that would be beginning to be branchers and getting ready to learn to fly.
So let me ask you this, we have less than a minute. If you're an adult and you can't go to summer camp, don't you bring some of these animals to workplaces?
Yes, if someone wants me to come and visit their workplace with animals,
Oh my
call
gosh.
me. I can do it.
If you are dealing with employee retention, then call her. People will never want to call out. I mean,
That's right.
You should see the line that will form in our studio with the newsroom coming in when she's here.
I actually have teachers who tell me that the enrollment at school goes up when I come.
I believe it.
And that just makes me feel so good.
You can also become a member at Reflection
Yes.
Writing. It's one of the best deals in town. So reflectionwriting.com, that's where you'll sign your kids up for summer camp, right?
It's actually .org.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Reflectionwriting.org, my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
821-1160 at the foot of Lookout Mountain. You are stunning.
Isn't she though?
Hoops are hot this month, and Local 3 is following UTC's men and women to the SoCon tournament. Our Samantha Casano reports live from Asheville beginning Thursday at noon on Local 3. Brought to you by Warren & Griffin, your local 5-star law firm.